Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today on the channel, I'm going to be talking about A24's newest drama film called TheWhale and the return of Brendan Fraser on screen. This film has been getting a lot of hype, and it's going to be getting some Oscar nominations and some other award nominations. But is it worth all the hype and all these different awards that it's getting nominated for? Well, stick around and let's talk about it. A reclusive, morbidly obese English teacher attempts to reconnect with his estranged teenage daughter. The film stars Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, Simpkins, Chau, Samantha Morton, and many others, and was directed by Darren Aronofsky, who has done films like Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, Black Swan, Noah, and Mother. So TheWhale came out last year in December, and for a long while, my theater didn't even get this movie. And when my theater actually did get this movie, I just kind of procrastinated and I never actually went to go see this movie in theaters. I think mainly because of the heavy subject matter of someone being really overweight and the fact that I knew that this movie was going to be very depressing. But hearing all the praise and all the different YouTube reviews that I watched about this film and how it's really good, I was very intrigued to check it out. And now that it is on VOD, I went ahead and checked this film out. It's going to be on DVD, Blu-ray on March the 14th, but if you can't wait that long, it is on VOD now to check it out. So the big centralized story here is you have Brendan Fraser. He's obviously very much overweight, and he's sitting in the house a lot of times. He's eating himself to death, and he doesn't have a really close relationship with his daughter, and he left his wife because he ended up wanting to be with another man, which he ultimately died. He has a caretaker, and he's also an English teacher, and he's really afraid to show his face on screen. So he lies to his students and says that his camera's broken. I really related to this film mainly because I have struggled with weight my whole life. When I was younger, 12, 13 years old, I was bullied a lot because of my weight, and it straightened out and I got skinny again. And as I've gotten older, I've had a little bit of struggle with weight. Now, it's nothing like Brendan Fraser, like 400 pounds. I'm definitely below, way below under that. But just the whole centralized thing of how in this movie, how he really struggles to breathe, how he's just eating himself to death. This kind of movie, it really makes you want to really watch what you eat. In this movie, he's really shoving pizza down his throat. He's eating a lot of candy bars. He's just eating anything and everything in sight. And it's really hard to watch that on screen because this man, he's really at a loss, mainly because he's lost his family and doesn't have that closeness with his family. And then he also lost his partner as well. Charlie, played by Brendan Fraser, has a daughter named Ellie, played by Sadie Sink. And her character throughout this entire film, she's really rude to her father. She acts like a complete bitch through most of this film. And I understand that she has some frustration, mainly because Charlie, he left the family, left them high out to dry, left for another man. So I see where that frustration is. But for the sake of that, this is her father, she just treats him like crap. I really applaud him for having this religious background and having the faith in his daughter, and also this whole writing thing that he's trying to help her with, and she's not really doing well in school in general and doesn't really have any focus towards education whatsoever. And he keeps having this faith in her. And I really have to applaud this man, because I honestly don't know if somebody was treating me this bad and just not giving a crap about me, even though I made a few mistakes, it would be really hard for me to really have that faith in that person. He also has a caretaker who takes care of him, and really she just kind of gives up on him, to be honest. She doesn't really, I would say, really motivate him that much. I would say mostly she's just kind of there to have somebody there to attend to him at certain points in the film. But also in the fact that this man is really overweight. He doesn't really do anything to help himself. He keeps eating all this bad food and really much overeating, and he doesn't exercise. He's just sitting in a chair all day, sitting on the couch all day, which doesn't really help your situation. He should go to the doctors, which he doesn't do. Even though I do feel sorry for his character in a way, if you're not helping yourself, it's really hard to really even feel like you're even living, because he's not really living. He's very depressed himself. The fact that he doesn't want to show his face to college students that he teaches, it really shows that he lacks a lot of confidence and he's not really happy with himself. So the only way to change that is you have to reflect on yourself. And I feel like in this movie, he doesn't really reflect on some of the choices that he made. It's kind of interesting that he has this religious faith and really happy that his daughter is around in the house for a little bit, but at the same time, he doesn't really do anything to help his situation, and it seems like others are really just giving up around him. It takes place in one centralized location, and I think for what they were trying to do in this one centralized location, I think they used that one location pretty well, and lighting, it's very kind of dreary kind of lighting. It's not going to be a bright kind of lighting, mainly because this film, it's very depressing, and I can understand with this film, some people may have some reluctance to check out this film. Really, for me, I think it's a really powerful film. I think that Brendan Fraser here, he has a really good performance, and I think that he knocks it out of the park with that performance. But I really think that this film is more so a one-time watch. However, I was very motivated after watching this film to really start losing weight. So I am starting to go to the gym again, and I think after watching this man struggle like he did throughout this film, it really motivated me to want to do better with my life. So if anything else, even though I probably won't ever watch this movie again, it at least motivated me to do something with my life. And if a movie can do something like that, I think it's a powerful enough movie. I would give a score of this film a 3.5 out of 5, a good one-time solid watch, some pretty good acting as well, and if it gets some awards, I would be okay with that, as I think that the performances here are pretty good. So have you seen The Whale? And if you have seen The Whale, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it just kind of meh? And if you haven't watched this film, is it something that you're going to check out? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys on my next review.